Do you wonder if you'll regret not having kids? I know I did for a while, and from the conversations that we've been having in the last few weeks, it seems like some of you think about this quite a bit. So I did some digging around for you, and I found 3 mind shifts that will help you sort through any fear of future regret. Hi friends, this is Veronica from the Child-Free Connection. It's a dark and gloomy and rainy day here in Austin, so I want to thank Sometimes Rick for working on lighting the room so you can actually see me during this video. And today we are talking about fear of regret. But before we dive in, I wanted to take a second and introduce Eddie because I didn't introduce him in the first video and I've been getting a little bit of an attitude ever since. Okay, back to regret. Specifically, we are diving into how to deal with the big question that I've heard so many times when I tell people that I'm not having kids. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. What if you regret it? You're gonna regret it. No kids, you're gonna regret it. You're definitely gonna regret it. But first, if you are new to this channel, the Child-Free Connection is here to connect you to our child-free life and the child-free life of the people in our community, which of course includes you. This channel is for inspiration, support, celebration, and education of living child-free. It's for like-minded people to explore the topics that matter to us most. If that sounds like a community that you want to be a part of, please take a moment to give the YouTube algorithm a little hug by liking this video, clicking the subscribe button, and hitting the bell so that you get notified each time we release new content. So just a quick side note here, what I meant by saying hug the algorithm is if you subscribe, like, or comment, it tells the algorithm that you're interested in this topic and that you want to learn more, and then it motivates us to make more videos, and then it expands our community, and then we bring more awareness to the child-free life and the child-free world. So I just wanted to make that quick clarification. Let's talk about the people who ask the won't you regret it question. What if we flipped it? Imagine you meet up with a friend for brunch and they are gushing with joy and so excited to tell you their big news. I'm pregnant or we're pregnant. And then you take a slight pause and say, you're having a baby? What if you regret it? That seems crazy, right? And insensitive and mean to ask someone that question after they've clearly made the decision to move forward with being a parent. So why is one okay and not the other? It's not. Neither are okay, but that's why we're here talking about this. I should probably confess that I'm a data research geek and I have done the work for you, so stick with me through some of these research points because by the end of this video, it's gonna pay off. Now back to it. Let's quickly define regret. Regret is a negative cognitive or emotional state that involves blaming ourselves for a bad outcome, feeling a sense of loss or sorrow at what might have been, or wishing we could undo a previous choice that we made. As a child-free person, I have personally witnessed society present regret to me in 2 ways. Having kids leads to a normal, non-regretful future, and not having kids leads to a likely regretful future. The truth is that just like people may regret not having kids, research clearly shows that some parents regret their decision to have kids. There are several blogs and books and videos on this topic alone, so go ahead and Google it and you'll see for yourself. I was reading Rachel Crestille's book, How to Be Childless, and she writes an entire chapter on regret, which I found to be super interesting. I loved all the research she explored, but to make things even easier to understand for this video, I found an article on the same book written by Dr. Bella DePaulo that summarizes the chapter on regret. After reading the article, I picked the 3 lessons that I felt would help you sort through any fear of future regret when it comes to not having kids. Number 1. To fear future regret about a decision that feels right now is to mistrust yourself. This awareness and trust is huge. In the book, she writes that behind women's regret, and by the way, this obviously is not just for women, it's for anyone going through this experience. But she says behind women's regret is the notion that they do not know themselves, that their current lives and preferences do not provide grounds for knowing what they will want in the future. This hit home for me because I really took the time to think through my decisions, but looking back, it wasn't so much that I was conflicted, but it was because people kept telling me that I was gonna regret it. So learning to trust myself was super important. I needed to trust that I was capable of making the best decision for me. Number 2, to fear future regret about not having children is to misunderstand happiness. As child-free people, we're often being peddled the whole you'll never know true love, you'll be unfulfilled, you'll lack joy, which drives me nuts because essentially these people with these comments are defining our happiness for us and completely ignoring what makes us truly happy and fulfilled. You know what makes me happy besides Eddie and hanging out outside and drinking green juice is hearing from you. Has anyone ever told you that you're going to regret not having a kid? Let me know how you've handled it in the comments below. Number 3, to fear future regret about not having children is to underestimate the wisdom of our older selves. So this is basically the whole older and wiser thing, which I really believe in. Fearing future regret is telling ourselves, I don't trust older me to be able to cope with any feelings that may arise, and I think that older me is going to look down on younger me with rejection, when in reality, we really try to look back at our past with compassion, or at least that's the place that we want to get to. Now, if you want to dive deeper into this research on your own, I'm going to link the book and the article in the description below. Please, please, please like this video if this is making sense, if it's helpful, if it's resonating with you. I need to hear from you so that Rick and I can make better videos and share information that's actually going to be helpful and impactful to you and everyone in our child-free community. There are so many topics to cover in the child-free world, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified each time we release new content. If you haven't checked out our video on our top 5 reasons why we chose not to have kids, please do so. We appreciate you, we thank you, and we'll see you next week. In the book, she writes, I have to find it. Oh no, it's like changing sizes. It's okay. He's gonna pull to the grass. No, he's gonna wanna go towards the grass. Do you worry about, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Did we get it all?